SimplySuperDave coming at you. Well, if you're going to listen to this podcast, you're going to need to know a little bit about me. So, where do I come from? What have I done in my life? 47 years old, so I was raised in a generation before the internet. And then in my 20s, the internet came along, and here we are today. So it was like living in two different worlds, and that's how I see it. But my first job was at Blockbuster Video. That is correct, Blockbuster Video. I am from a video store, and I pretty much worked for Blockbuster up until its last days, but that's for a story for another time. Always had two jobs, probably, even if it wasn't my main job, because of course you can't work at a video store for the rest of your life, apparently. And so even when it wasn't the important job, it was still a nice side job to have. 2 free rentals a night? Are you kidding me? Back in the day, that was gold. Kids today will never understand the value of free rentals. Well, I guess you can today, but so much has changed. The whole landscape of media and how it's used in entertainment. Like I said, I could just talk about that forever. And actually, that's probably what most of the podcast will be about, because movies, I was raised in front of a TV. I was supposed to be brainwashed. You know, I should be not even thinking about the things I should be thinking about. But I was raised in a time of censorship, where there was bad stuff out there, but it was like hidden. You know, like a scrambled channel on a cable box, and you had to adjust the knob to try to get the picture to come in so you can see a glimpse of what you're not supposed to see. That has how I have viewed my entire life. I see what's put in front of me, but I'm always trying to look beyond and see what's really there. And that's kind of what I wanted to do the podcast for. I kind of wanted to share my thoughts, because I feel like a lot of people have those thoughts, and I like to verbalize it with other people, because it amazes me when other people are like, that's a pretty cool thought. I've had that before, but I've never heard anybody talk about it. So I'm not saying I'm an original kind of thinker here or anything. I just, what's the word for it? I feel a connection with everything, even the things that don't like me in this world. And trust me, Lady Luck does not like me. I have the worst luck in the world. But yes, I come from a video store, basically. I'm a video store child, and now I'm a man, and I'm living in a material world that drives me insane. My viewpoints on how I wish life could be compared to how life is drastically different from what it currently really is. I think we teeter on a seesaw right now of right and wrong in our decisions of how we do things in society, how businesses ran, and what we're chasing compared to what we should be chasing when we do things in life. And we'll elaborate more on that down the road, but my background comes not just from a video store. So yes, can't work at a video store for the rest of your life. So what else have you been doing, Dave? Well, let's see here. I did join the military. I did go through that glorious adventure. Don't regret. I do not regret the things I've done in my life. I will say that. I mean, there are some things I wish I didn't do, of course, so there are those regrets, but they're very few. But, like joining the military, for example, that's another good story on how that all played out, on how I got out of the military, actually, because of my morality issues when I got in there. And I'll never trade it, though. I love basic. I love going to my AIT training, and I love being stationed in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Oh, my God, what a place. Hurricane City, though, man, every year. Did a lot of tree pickup, tree limbs and all that kind of stuff. It was a crazy place. Loved it, though. Loved it. Still worked at a Blockbuster there, by the way. Long story short, wouldn't trade it for the world. Have a lot more respect for people that do serve, and they will always have my thanks, because there's not a day that goes by that I don't take for granted living in this great country. To be able to do just what I'm doing right now, to express myself and my thoughts, and to have the courtesy of respecting other people's freedoms to do the very same thing. Even if it's things I disagree with, I still think they have the right to say everything that they need to say. I think conversation needs to be had, and nobody needs to be canceled. And if they don't need to be heard, then just don't listen. And that goes the same here. Everything I say isn't going to be something you probably agree with, and you probably don't understand my viewpoint right off the bat. But as you get to know me through the podcast, then hopefully you will understand where my perspective comes from. But no, those aren't the only two jobs I had. Obviously, I didn't stay in the military either, did I? So what other jobs have I had? Well, other than I have worked on a production line for GM. Let's see here. I have been a janitor at a truck stop. Oh, yeah. I'm a painter, house painter, that is, not a artistic painter. That is a job I would like to conquer one day. That might be next on the list. Delivering Little Debbie snacks, for example. So I've been a vendor. I worked at a grocery store in the meat market. I've been a meat man, delivering the meat. Oh, by the way, let me just throw this out here. I am not available. So if anybody listens to this and thinks, oh, he sounds like a good guy to get to know, no, this is the limit. Twitter, if you have any questions or if you ever want to interact with me, please hit me up through Twitter, SimplySuperDave, and I'll try to work those into the podcast. That's how it's going to start out until I figure all this out. Let's see here. Lived in Vegas, so obviously I almost became an electrician. Let's see here. There's many more. There's a few jobs there I'm just forgetting about, but I'm not going to get into all that. I've been a chauffeur. I've worked at casinos. Have I ever been fired? No, I have never been fired, and so that'll answer all that. So what makes me move on? That's just how I am. And why I feel like I need to do a podcast, because I feel like I'm still looking for what it is I'm supposed to be doing sometimes. Anyway, there's a little background check on the big Simply Super Dave. So I really do appreciate everybody tuning in. And so this is a get to know me beginner. So interact with me, like I said, on Twitter. Simply Super Dave, give me a follow. I also have TikToks. So everywhere you go, look me up. Simply Super Dave. One word, follow me. So I'm going to roll out with the familiar catchphrase I hope you all remember on the daily. There's only one thing that can conquer hate and fear out there, folks, and that's love and laughter. So go be a conqueror. Don't be a victim. Simply Super Dave out.